All right, boys. Today we have a special video by Echidnut, of course. Yo, W Echidnut, man. Yo, W Echidnut, bro. So today we have the best anime episode of all time. Today we got some episode 15 glaze. Now, some people in the chat, some people in the comments might disagree, and I maybe low-key disagree. I don't know, cause like, I do love my episode 18, bro. Episode 18 of season 1 was peak fiction. I'm not gonna lie. I love that episode with all my heart. So, I don't know. But I think episode 15 is also up there. Can Echidnut change my opinion? What if Echidnut, by the end of this, low-key changes my opinion? Maybe he just makes me remember how peak episode 15 really is, you know? He's saying the best anime episode of all time, man. Also, coincidence? I think not. The video length is 15 minutes. I know technically it says 14:59, but when I clicked on the video, it said 15 minutes. This ain't no damn coincidence, bro. But anyway, let's get into it. Bro.
It's been a while since I talked about my favorite anime. Re:Zero Season 1 Episode 15 is what I believe to be the single greatest episode of any anime ever. I know that's a very bold statement that you probably disagree with, but hopefully you'll at least hear my argument. Of course, if you're willing to share your opinion, I still read every single comment because I'm always open to changing my mind.
Holy shit! Yo, W Echidnut though. Yo, W fucking Echidnut for providing all the fucking names. Yeah, anime. Yo, what the fuck? Is this a real comment? Anime name? Anime. He got it, bro. Yo, he got it, bro. What the fuck?
Because I'm always open to change.
Why is there so much Rent to Girlfriend here? Whoa, wait, there's some sus names here. Kiss X Sis? What's happening here?
Changing my mind. I'm not here to argue that Re:Zero is the best anime of all time because this episode is admittedly an anomaly. However, it is the best standalone episode I've ever seen, and trust me, I've seen a lot of episodes. I'm basically an anime veterinarian. I watched the entire Fate series in the wrong order, and I've watched all of One Piece except for the last 1,000 episodes. I also...
Do we trust Echidnut with his takes then? Nah, I'm kidding. He watched all the Fate stuff in the wrong order? That's funny as hell. What the fuck am I looking at here? Rent to Girlfriend? Yo, Echidnut, bro. Don't tell me you defend Rent to Girlfriend. Is he a fan of Rent to Girlfriend, bro? Let me find out, bro.
Wrong order, and I've watched all of One Piece except for the last 1,000 episodes. I also gave FMA Brotherhood a perfect score of 10 out of 10, even though I watched it over a decade ago and barely remember it. The point is, I know what I'm talking about, so you can totally trust all my opinions about everything. A lot of you might not know this about me, but Echidnut was born as a Re:Zero only YouTube channel. If you scroll back through my older videos, all of them are about Re:Zero. Most of you probably found me through my seasonal videos and tier lists, but I didn't start branching out from Re:Zero until I hit 100k subscribers. But because I recently hit 200k, I thought I'd make another Re:Zero video to show all my new subscribers how my channel began.
Yeah, and also, keep in mind, I actually found Echidnut because of what he just said, like the tier list shit, bro. Like his tier list stuff was peak, bro. Like I did find him through there, so yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Come a long way since then. I've made a lot of great friends, and I've even started getting sponsorships. Like this one, Raid Shadow Legends.
That was smooth. You know what? That was a smooth. Yo, you know what? That was a really good transition to the sponsorship. I ain't gonna lie. Get your bag, bro. Raid Shadow Legends. Classic. Okay. Fucking classic, bro. Alright, let's go. Please. Please. Load. Please. GG's? 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 We alive? Is most replayed after the ad? Yo, you think, bro?
Click my link in this video description or scan my QR code on the screen. You can get about $30 worth of unique bonuses for free. Thank you again to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. While this episode sometimes feels like a twisted nightmare intended to emotionally wound the viewer, it's impossible to ignore its beauty and the passion that went into it. Somehow, every detail was impeccable. The short yet excellent fight scenes, beautiful shots, theory-provoking dialogue, and an unrivaled shock value, but of course, the highlight of this episode was its masterfully delivered psychological and emotional impact.
Yes, this episode... I mean, y'all saw. I mean, if y'all remember, bro, like, you know, the episode was so good that, like, I literally had to fucking, dude. the episode, if y'all remember, that shit like was so shocking and so peak that I literally had to make an entire different segment at the end of the reaction, because like I didn't really pick up on stuff because I just let it play, bro. I just let peak play out, and then I had to like go through like everything. Like I just watched the episode again, but like I actually like took my like time to analyze this shit, bro. It's so good. It has so much. Like it low-key reveals so much too, right? Like the whole ordeal stuff, the ordeal, the witch cult, Petelgeuse, the whole unseen hand, the authority, the seven deadly sins, pride, sloth, like, yo, a lot is revealed. A lot happens in that fucking episode, man.
Only other episode of any media that compares to this was Breaking Bad's Ozymandias, which had 59 episodes of build-up, allowing it to reach that level. But what allowed episode 15 of ReZero to flourish was the collective passion and genius from every party involved in its production. The writing, direction, music, and voiceover individually surpassed the pinnacle of perfection, but for all those pieces to also come together and complement one another was nothing short of a miracle. If this episode had even the tiniest flaw, it would have stood out like a sore cock. So I think a lot of luck was involved as well, but the most notable contributor to this episode's brilliance was the groundbreaking standard of cinematography that ReZero both introduced and retired in this episode. It came out of nowhere, left a dazzling impression, and then disappeared forever. This episode was truly an anomaly that won't be outclassed or replicated anytime in the foreseeable future. As a series, ReZero's primary strength was always the author's exceptional creativity, which naturally made it difficult for the anime to rival the source material. But this episode blew right past it and improved upon it in ways that have never again occurred in this anime. For the first and only time in ReZero, this episode made the source material its bitch. I could talk about it for hours, but I want to keep this video short, so without further hype, let's go ahead and analyze the masterpiece episode that made ReZero my favorite anime.
Yo, and he always uses this tune. Yo, this song that he always uses is so perfect for the vibe for the fucking videos. And man, it made the source material its bitch, huh? I don't really doubt it. This episode was just like the direction of this episode is just masterful. It's just peak fiction. I'm not gonna. This episode right here, I think for me was like the turning point for my love for ReZero for sure. I liked ReZero. Obviously, I love ReZero like from the beginning, but like this right here, I was like, holy shit. Yeah. What I'm watching is peak fiction. Like, this is so good.
Episode 15 picks up after one of the best cliffhangers in the series, where Subaru faces the horrific reality surrounding him, losing every ounce of confidence he'd been slowly building the past few episodes. Remember, this was right after Subaru successfully protected everyone from Meili's dogs, resolved Rem's internal conflict, and stood up for Amelia in front of practically the entire kingdom. He had some giant balls is what I'm trying to say. It must have been June, because Subaru's pride was at an all-time high. However, this attack on the mansion erased it completely. Notice how he tries to cling to his pride by reassuring himself that it's not his fault. Betelgeuse later corrects this notion when he forces Subaru to look at Rem's corpse, informing him that it is his fault. Ironically, Betelgeuse also asks him if he's pride, which was amusing because in that moment, Subaru had none at all.
Yeah, so clinging, that is crazy. And that's why low-key back then I thought he was pride, because it's like everything led to that, bro. Every line that he said that to himself and like everything that happened there just like led to it. It's like when he said you wouldn't happen to be pride, would you? I was like, oh yeah, this motherfucker's pride. Yep, he's pride, guys. Yep, he's fucking pride, bro.
But anyway, Subaru investigates his surroundings, finding everyone he cares about brutally massacred. Of course, this episode skips the opening, because at this point the audience is completely immersed, feeling as if we're right there with Subaru, experiencing the dreadful realization that all our waifus are dead. Although, I guess that isn't too bad, considering my waifu has been dead for 400 years at...
This guy, but like, also, yes, I think the true masterclass of this episode was the immersion. I have never been so immersed in an episode. I'll say this. The immersion in this episode was fucking crazy. If y'all go back to that reaction to episode 15, that is probably the most immersed I've ever been and the least I've paused probably. Is that the least I've paused in an episode? It might be. Like, I remember, like, not, like, I was just, like, I felt like I was with Subaru there, bro. Because Subaru, the way they showed Subaru's emotions in that episode and the way he was acting, like, it was just beautiful. Like, I don't, like, it just, like, felt like every moment hit, bro. It was really disturbing. It was just, like, scary. It was the vibes. Like, I was so immersed that I was genuinely scared and disgusted, bro. Because I was so, like, it felt like I was really in that shit, bro. Like, the fucking experience was just, it was surreal. Like, it was so good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, when the fucking credits rolled. Dude, when the credits rolled, his head gets cut off, and the fucking credits roll, and the fucking web cripple silence in the background. Nah, yeah, nah. Cinema. Fucking cinema. It's so good. It's just too, I could glaze that fucking episode all day, man.
This point, but my point is that it would have been irritating if they stuck the opening right in the middle of that.
Yeah. You imagine they did that shit? Yo, you imagine, bro, you imagine, like, they did that shit, bro?
Plus, giving the audience time to process what they were shown probably would have broken the immersion. I know that might seem insignificant, but when we're talking about a masterpiece, every detail matters.
Yeah.
Subaru dies a mysterious death and then respawns again at the Appa salesman, looking even more confused than us viewers. He's obviously traumatized, yet conscious enough to hug Rem out of pure desperation, giving us viewers our only moment of relief in the entire episode. Rem's character was beginning to shine a lot more at this point in the story, but this part of the episode did a fantastic job emphasizing how valuable Rem is to Subaru. It's heartbreaking, bittersweet, and uncomfortable to watch because us viewers and Subaru both know that something terrible awaits her, and the outcome isn't likely to improve if Subaru remains in his current state. The previous arc spent a lot of time building up Rem's animosity towards the witch cult, making her confrontation with them here a lot more significant. Rem finally comes face to face with the source of all her life's hatred, yet all she cares about right now is protecting Subaru. So instead of hatred, she's fighting the witch cult because of love, and
not hatred, love. And also, gotta keep in mind that Rem at this point is like the main, it's like the only hope that Subaru has, like the only person by his side right now, huh? Like, Rem's significance, man, like, you know, crazy how she was benched, but it's like, she was like such a big plot point for Subaru's character, man. And just the anime in general, like Rem was just like, low-key just like, peak. Like, not gonna lie, because it's like, ever since like what it was like episode 11, right? When she said the whole like demonically possessed and like the beautiful wind, you know, that episode, man. After that, it was just like Rem was just like the girl, bro, the girl, right? And everyone fucking loved her. I mean, I loved her, but after like she got benched, bro, it was just like she was forgotten and like people don't really talk about her anymore, obviously. So you know, yeah, there's that. But she was obviously like really up there, man. She's a very big reason why Subaru is who he is today, bro. It's crazy.
Finally comes face to face with the source of all her life's hatred, yet all she cares about right now is protecting Subaru. So instead of hatred, she's fighting the witch cult because of love, and I thought that was pretty poetic. Also, this brief action sequence was beautifully choreographed and very visually pleasing.
Yes, bro, I fucking loved it. I don't know why it's so like pleasing to watch that shit. Yeah, but like I will say, but hey, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It had to be done. She had to be benched. If Emilia, what was the title of the last episode, season 1? That's what this story is all about. Listen, if the main point of the story is Emilia and Subaru, and I felt it, but I wasn't fully like sold on it, like fully convinced, because season 1 Emilia didn't really give me much. So they benched Rem. The entirety of season 2, bro, Emilia's character is just, it just skyrockets for me. Like, Season 2 Emilia went on a generational run. Like, Season 2 Emilia literally went on a generational run, bro. It was actually beautiful. It was a beautiful sight to see, I'm not gonna lie. That really, like, yeah, that right there kickstarted her character for me, bro. That really made me love her, so. And pretty much sold me on, like, yeah, Emilia's the main girl. She's the best option, like, for sure. You know what I mean? So, I think it was very very needed, you know. But yeah, Emilia was benched in the second half of season 1, and that's why it was like hard for me to get sold on it, because they bench her. You know? They bench her. So like, you're not giving me Emilia screen time. You're not giving me Emilia backstory. So it's just hard for me to get attached and like the character. You know what I mean? It's just hard. So when you give me more Rem, screen time, right? When you give me more Rem screen time, and then you give me episode 15 and episode 18, which both have Rem being like the big, like the main girl, and both, by the way, it's kind of funny. Both peak episodes, arguably like the 2 best episodes of the anime, both got Rem in it, and Rem's like the main girl, like one of the main reasons why both are peak. I mean, maybe not episode 15. I mean, episode 15 she was part of it, but you know what I mean, like episode 18, obviously. Like, it's crazy, huh? That's wild. Like, Rem will always be like memorable because of like the fact that like those 2 peak episodes, she's like, you know, there. Yeah, we got Rem's backstory before Emilia too. That too. But it's crazy because like I'm pretty sure I heard that like Rem was obviously, I think, what was it, like Tappei was never gonna obviously like even give Rem a chance. She was just used for plot, right? If I'm not mistaken, Rem was just used for plot, just for like the story to move forward and like to give Subaru character development, right? Like I'm pretty sure that was like the main reason why Rem's character even was the way she was. Like, so you know, there was no hope in the beginning, but like she was there, you know. But yeah, Ram fans' favorite line: "It can't get worse." She taught Subaru how to love better. Yeah, true. So, you know, there was, you know, there's like some positives, right? But like, you know, obviously she had to get benched, bro. Just how it is, bro. But you know.
So instead of hatred, she's fighting the witch cult because of love, and I thought that was pretty poetic. Also, this brief action sequence was beautifully choreographed and very visually pleasing. Anyway, after the witch cult was built up for 15 episodes, we finally get to meet one of its leaders, which recontextualizes everything we've been hearing about the organization and puts a face to the villains in our imagination. But we already know that the witch cult is evil and crazy, so Betelgeuse fit the description we imagined he would have, yet he still shocked us despite meeting our expectations.
Yes, Petelgeuse being introduced here changes everything. It changed everything. It changed the entire ReZero. Sin Archbishop revealed. Sin Archbishop? Slav, 7 deadly sins. What? You know what I mean? Like, the unseen hand, the authority. Are you pride? Like, this changed everything. I ain't gonna lie. The course of the entire fucking story. I ain't gonna lie. This changed. Yo, this shit actually changed everything. The best episodes don't have Emilia. 15, 18. Season 2, episode 4, the parent one. Season 2, episode 13. Oh yeah, y'all know about season 2. Season 2, episode 13 is one of my personal favorites, y'all. Y'all remember that video? Fucking like 1 hour and 13 minutes or some shit, bro. That shit was so peak. I love that Witch's Tea Party. And season 3, episode 14. Also, season 3. Nah. Also? Oh, do you mean 14, 13? Oh, like the Ricio one? You think the Ricio one? I like the Garfield one too. But nah, season 3, episode 7. Subaru speech. Oof. The Subaru speech? The Subaru speech gotta be up there. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was so fucking peak. But yeah. The real introduction of peak villain group. Yeah, this right here, Petelgeuse being introduced here just pretty much changed the course of the entire series. I think it just gave so much. Like, it just gave so much information, so much lore drop. Like, it was just like, I think it really like opened up so much for the possibilities for ReZero.
Meeting our expectations. Also, if Betelgeuse was in any other anime, he probably would have been laughed at.
Yep.
In theory, his character is so over the top and silly, it should have been a challenge to take him seriously and almost impossible to be afraid of him. But instead, what ReZero gave us was the greatest introduction to a villain in anime history.
Yeah,
Until now, the focus of this episode was Subaru's broken mental state, but Betelgeuse makes him look totally sane in comparison. He quickly establishes himself as the ultimate maniac who spews out ridiculous nonsense about love and sloth, and Yet, somehow, a lot of it makes sense. Betelgeuse has this obsession with the witch that feels oddly reminiscent of Subaru's obsession with Emilia. So when Subaru grows to hate Betelgeuse later this episode, he doesn't realize that what he hates is essentially an extreme version of himself, but
essentially hating an extreme version of himself. Subaru obsessed with Emilia, Petelgeuse obsessed with Satella.
Symbolism aside, even though everything about Betelgeuse feels wrong, his dialogue holds a certain weight, unfitting for that of a madman. For example, one sentence from Betelgeuse was enough to convince 90% of the fanbase that Subaru is the Archbishop of Pride.
99%. I'm part of that shit, dude. Look, he convinced me. Yo, I instantly was like, oh yeah, so he's the Archbishop of Pride. Instantly. Petelgeuse is a narrative parallel to Subaru. That's so interesting. That's such a cool. I feel like I read something like that. I feel like I read something like that a long time ago. Actually, that seems very familiar. Yeah, low key, I thought he was Pride instantly. I ain't gonna lie.
Alright, that's a bad example. But Betelgeuse can sound oddly reasonable with the right context. Despite his willingness to kill his own followers over nothing, self-harm for no reason, and torture his victims while mocking them, I think the scariest thing about Betelgeuse was actually his intuition. He accuses Subaru of faking his insanity because although Subaru was clearly traumatized, for some reason his reactions were normal. He was sane enough to feel comforted by Rem, scared of Betelgeuse, and angry when Rem was tortured. A crazy person would have been unaffected by all of that, so from the perspective of Betelgeuse, Subaru was acting. It's left unclear whether or not Subaru was doing so intentionally, but Betelgeuse was right. The narration in the novel makes note of Subaru's apparent separation from reality, which was really just a state of extreme shock. While in shock, Subaru could have subconsciously acted crazy or even convinced himself he was crazy, most likely as a means of escapism. Ironically, most of us started watching ReZero as a means of escapism. But the truth
someone mentioned, I remember someone told me, man, there was like an actual like term for this. Fuck, it was so long ago, like in the comments. Someone told me what exactly he was going through here. Does anyone know like the name for it? Like, do y'all know what I'm talking about? There's some, bro, fuck, now I'm struggling. No, not escapism. He mentioned that. No, there was like an actual name for this term of like going through this. Like some state of shock. I mean, it's not a state of shock. I don't know. It's like, fuck, I don't remember. It's pissing me off. But I remember someone told me that like there was like actual like name for this. Disassociating from reality? No, it's like an actual like psychological thing. I don't remember the fucking name. Yo, if anyone in the comment section knows what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about? Yo, comment down below, please, bro. Help me out, man. I ain't gonna lie, because that's what I low-key swear there's like an actual psychological reasoning, like actual name for this. I swear there is.
Just a state of extreme shock. While in shock, Subaru could have subconsciously acted crazy or even convinced himself he was crazy, most likely as a means of escapism. Ironically, most of us started watching ReZero as a means of escapism. But the true significance of Subaru's mental state was how perfectly Betelgeuse understood it. Just by watching him, Betelgeuse immediately recognized all of his weaknesses, including his false insanity, and that was a very frightening bit of characterization for Betelgeuse. My point though is that the author could have just written Subaru as insane, and that would have made sense to all of us. But it's these minor details like characters having psychological ambiguity that allowed ReZero to introduce such a goofy, obnoxious villain in a terrifying, magnificent way.
Correct. And I absolutely love that about ReZero, dude. I think the most impressive thing, it's like not everything is just like one thing. What does that mean? What does that even make any sense? Like, you know, like, oh, it's not just like, oh, he's insane. It's not just, oh, he's insane. No, then you add like this little bit of dialogue like, oh, it's offensive to people who are actually insane. You are far too sane. It's like, wait, hold up. See, that gets you thinking. See that? It's like shit like that gets you thinking and theorizing like, hold up, bro. Hold up, is he actually faking it? You know what I mean? Like, I like that shit. Like, it's not just like one thing like, oh, he's just insane. Yeah, it makes sense. You know, like it gets you like you know, thinking a little more, you know.
But it's these minor details like characters having psychological ambiguity that allowed ReZero to introduce such a goofy, obnoxious villain in a terrifying, magnificent way. He was very in-your-face and cartoonish, but that only made the few moments when Betelgeuse didn't seem crazy a lot scarier.
Yes.
The first time we saw or didn't see his authority of sloth was absolutely horrifying. After about 7 minutes of him spazzing out like your dog does when you get home, Betelgeuse gets really calm all of a sudden, the music stops, and then something happens to Rem.
Yeah.
Nothing can replace that what the fuck feeling of confusion, despair, and hopelessness.
Dude, that shit was crazy. The shock. I'm not, dude. Oh, it was just crazy. Like the fucking, oh, the sound it made too, bro. Yo, the first watch was just fucking crazy. And I think what made it even more confusing, right? Like, what made it even more confusing without context is just like, how the fuck did you just shoot up? Like, I love, you know what I love? I love that they didn't show the unseen hand instantly. You know, like the actual, like, you know, this is how it actually looks, right? Like, we didn't actually see the unseen hand, like, the purple, like, hand thing. Like, we just saw her shoot up, and just gets fucking, cooked. Like, yeah, that is fucking wild. I'm not gonna lie.
Something happens to Rem. Nothing can replace that what the fuck feeling of confusion, despair, and hopelessness. The sudden realization that Betelgeuse had a supernatural ability this entire time, along with the emotional impact of watching Rem lose after a whole arc built her up and forced us to love her, amounted to an incredible moment. The torture scene that follows it was brutally gruesome, yet not nearly as disturbing as the mockery that makes it impossible for us to not hate Betelgeuse. What this episode did best was convey powerful emotions to the viewer effortlessly, and if you weren't already a Rem fan at this point, then her dying breath confession turned you into one. Absolutely heart-wrenching and
yeah, dude. The pain. Dude, it was so painful, dude. Rem was like at this point right here, episode 15, Rem is best girl for me. Like, they made me really love Rem. Like, get attached to Rem. It's like, when they did this shit, that shit fucking, it was painful. It was fucking painful, man. And yeah, that's how like it all looked up to everyone except Subaru. Yeah, Subaru. That's crazy. Yeah, Subaru in that moment literally saw the unseen hand and everything and shit, like how it like went. So yeah.
Best was convey powerful emotions to the viewer effortlessly, and if you weren't already a Rem fan at this point, then her dying breath confession turned you into one. Absolutely heart-wrenching, and of course these emotional moments were only made possible by the voice acting and the music. Subaru's visceral cries encapsulated that feeling of absolute desperation, but had Betelgeuse's VA not delivered one of the greatest vocal performances ever, this
Kirito, by the way, y'all know Sword Art Online, bro? Sword Art Online, by the way. Crazy. Kirito VA, by the way, which is wild. He cooked. He fucking cooked, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This was an amazing VA performance. I've never felt so disgusted and disturbed while watching a fucking anime episode. I'm not gonna lie. This shit, it's just the way he was acting, the way he talked, right? On first watch, and as he did that, the way he also killed Rem, the way he did that, the way Subaru's also just going crazy, also like the way Subaru's VA also went absolutely fucking insane. Like, both the VAs cooked, and it was just like the combination of everything going on and the way that the VAs also like went about it. It was just a beautiful mix. It just made it, the entire scene so disturbing. Like, low-key scary. Like, it was so, dude, that shit was scary at first watch. I was like, what the fuck am I watching, bro? Like, it seems so hopeless. Like, what the fuck is, like, what are we doing? Like, what do we do? It was that too. It felt so hopeless. Like, what the fuck do we do? How do we win? How do we get a good loop? Like, how the fuck do we get out of this situation, man? It's looking so, like, impossible.
emotional moments were only made possible by the voice acting and the music. Subaru's visceral cries encapsulated that feeling of absolute desperation, but had Betelgeuse's VA not delivered one of the greatest vocal performances ever, this episode couldn't have been the masterpiece that it was. The voice acting had to transcend perfection, and it absolutely did. As for the music, it's always amazing in ReZero, but Kenichiro Suehiro's greatest masterpiece is called Requiem of Silence.
Dude, Requiem of Silence. Oh my god, Requiem of Silence, where do I even begin? It's just like, where do I even begin? And I've seen this exact same video on my recommended too. This exact same video is on my recommended. It'll probably pop up right now. It's just a masterpiece. It's just a masterpiece. What the fuck you... The credits rolling up. Ah, it's the credits rolling up, man. It's the fucking Requiem of Silence in the background. While that shit plays, and then like... Subaru's like beheaded and then like the snow comes in. Every detail. Fuck, is he convincing me? I'm telling y'all, bro. Yo, he might convince me. I'm thinking back to the episode now. Fuck. This is so good. So good.
It's one of the most powerful works ever composed, and to this day I can't listen to it without getting emotional. In any other episode, this song would have felt out of place because the episode wouldn't have been worthy of having it. Yet, as if the stars aligned, every beat felt like it fit each individual frame of this final sequence and built a beautiful bridge to this episode's conclusion. With one of the greatest soundtracks ever playing behind him, Subaru carries Rem's lifeless body as he journeys aimlessly towards the mansion. Why exactly? I wasn't sure, and neither was Subaru. With Rem dead, he should understand that there's no reason for him to continue the current loop. Several episodes ago, when Rem died from the curse, Subaru jumped off the cliff, killing himself to bring her back to life. Yet now, his feet continue to step forward meaninglessly towards an uncertain destination, carrying Rem's body through the snow until somehow he reaches the mansion and then faces the destruction he previously wanted to hide from. And until then, Subaru didn't know his hatred for Betelgeuse was the reason he continued living. But again, because Betelgeuse is the symbolic extreme of Subaru's character flaws, a lot of that hatred was redirected to himself. And just when we think this episode has already made us feel every emotion possible, we get mind-pucked. A giant beast bursts out of the mansion, delivers mysterious dialogue, Subaru's head falls off, the credits roll down, the music intensifies, the snow piles up, and we all just sit there staring at our screen through our tears, wondering what the puck just happened.
What the fuck just happened? It's just... It's peak fiction. Fuck, the episode was so good. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, it's just so fucking good. You know what? Maybe it was his motivation because of hating Petelgeuse, but maybe he just wanted to ore farm. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all remember the thumbnail for the episode 15 video is literally the Subaru holding Rem. It's so tough. Dude, that picture has so much fucking like power, and I don't know, it's just such a tough fucking picture, bro. That image is so fucking good. Kind of interesting how his hatred kept him living like how Ram's hatred kept her living in Wrath, if that's true. Yeah, that's a little correlation there, huh? Damn. That episode's so good, bro.
Subaru's head falls off, the credits roll down, the music intensifies, the snow piles up, and we all just sit there staring at our screen through our tears, wondering what the puck just happened.
That too. If y'all remember, in the YouTube version, I had to like cut it out. I don't know if it was. Did I get hit with copyright? I don't remember. I think it did. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it was, but yeah, I think it did. I couldn't leave it like fully playing, but people on Patreon know. The people on Patreon know that the uncut version of this, by the way, because this was before I streamed, so Patreon knows that like that entire. Just so y'all know, the entire time the credits were rolling up, I was in silence. I was like this. Like, I was just like, dude, it was so shocking. I couldn't believe my fucking eyes. The entire time, I was just in silence letting it play, bro. It was just the most peak shit ever, bro. Oh my god, man.
How we felt at the end of that episode was exactly how Subaru felt at the beginning. They even added a little scene after the credits to show the progress Subaru made and the lesson he learned. The episode was structured like a movie because it resembled one in quality. But due to the emotional toll this episode inflicted, Puck's Beast of the End reveal was almost unsurprising, simply because it looks like it belongs in a nightmare, and this episode had already convinced me I was having one. What shocked me more than the big monster, though, was the cinematic brilliance of the credit roll, which was also the moment I realized I was in the middle of watching my favorite anime. Not only was I amazed by what this episode meant for the story I just became extremely invested in, but also how its quality transcended anything I'd ever seen before. After the roller coaster of emotions they packed into what was already a masterpiece, the way it concluded was beyond my comprehension. Honestly, if the series ended right there, I wouldn't have been mad, because I knew immediately that nothing would ever top this episode. A lot of ReZero fans prefer episode 18, and believe me, that's also one of the best anime episodes I've ever seen, but episode 18 isn't shit compared to this one, and they knew that.
Wow, how y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that, man? I think that's too harsh. But he's convincing me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. He's convincing me because, like, now that I'm, like, remembering it and the way he's talking about it, and then, like, the way he's talking about it makes me want to talk about it, and then, like, I just, like, start, like, remembering how much this episode was so good and how much I love it. It's just so good. It's just perfection. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't notice that during the credits, Subaru's corpse freezes over time. Yeah, dude, yes. While the credits are rolling, Subaru's body, like, the snow starts getting stronger. His body starts, like, freezing shit, dude. The most disturbing part, his body stays there with Rem's corpse, dude. Like, beheaded, by the way. Rem is just there. Yeah, it's just... wow.
ReZero fans prefer episode 18, and believe me, that's also one of the best anime episodes I've ever seen, but episode 18 isn't shit compared to this one, and they knew that too. ReZero doesn't do rolling credits unless they know they've made a truly phenomenal episode, or if they're trying to replicate one. The Value of Life, for example, was certainly a phenomenal episode, but it was supposed to rival the quality of episode 15 and was even modeled after it. It copied the exact structure of season 1's masterpiece, yet couldn't match its quality. Although The Value of Life did become one of ReZero's best episodes, it's also evidence that episode 15 can't be replicated.
I agree. Yeah, fact. Episode 15, you can't replicate that shit. The Value of Life was a very good episode, though, for sure. The rabbit shit was crazy. It was crazy. Actually, you know what? That was a pretty crazy episode, too. Back to back, we get the rabbit shit, and then, like, Subaru goes into the back to the Wishes Tea Party. Then he says, "Return by death." You know what I mean? Then he goes, "I can return by death to Echidna." And she's also the first person that can actually, like, understand him and hear, you know, and hear him, like, say the whole return by death. And, like, she's the first person that can actually, like, listen to him, and she doesn't get affected. Like, it was a very good episode. The Value of Life is a very good episode, but yeah, no, it doesn't. I don't think it comes close to what episode 15 did, dude.
Of course, the production team was different, but I don't think even the original team could make another episode 15.
Facts.
Like I said, it felt like a miracle how every element complemented the others as flawlessly as they did, and I'm not saying the quality was accidental, but I do think a certain degree of luck was necessary to accomplish that. I'm a huge fan of ReZero, and I really loved season 2, but what it lacked was a distinctive masterpiece episode. And Omega, but anyway, I'm not a film expert or anything.
Dude, that fucking killed me. My bad. I'm still a little sick. My bad. Ugh, that was disgusting. I feel so bad for Echidnut. I feel so bad for Echidnut, bro. The Omega shit's never getting adapted, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. The Omega shit. Yo, people saying OVA. That's not happening. That's not happening, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just someone on the internet with an opinion. If you agree with it or disagree with it, please let me know in the comments. I'm like the only YouTuber that still reads all of them because, I don't know, maybe one of you will change my mind. I'm gonna have some more seasonal anime videos coming soon, but thank you for watching. I'm out for now. Keep talking about ReZero. Peace out.
Alright. Amazing video, bro. Amazing fucking video. Again, like, what can I say, bro?
Pull down the music and
this right here, man, episode 15. What can I say, bro? What other can I say? I've already expressed the glaze, the beauty that is episode 15. Alright, this shit is fucking peak. Atsu fucking cinema. He may have convinced me. I don't know. Episode 15 and 18 are both my 1 and 2. I think I can interchange. I think they're interchangeable. I don't know if I can like choose either. They're both so good. They're both so fucking good. Probably 2 of my favorite episodes of ReZero for sure. So thank you so much, Mr. Echidnut. This was a phenomenal video. What a phenomenal video, by the way. Like, he really just showed the greatness of this fucking episode. Like, he did an amazing job. I mean, Echidnut's just goated like that, bro. W fucking video, yeah. Requiem of Silence is just so peak, yeah. It's just so good. But hey, season 4 though. What will season 4 have in store for us? Episode 15 level? Maybe even crazier. We don't know, man. What season 4 got, man? We'll see, bro. But that's gonna be it for today's ReZero video from Echidnut, man. Episode 15 being the best anime episode of all time. And if y'all enjoyed and you're new, subscribe. Leave a like down below if you want to check out the uncut versions to the actual ReZero episodes. Will be on Patreon. As always, have a good day. And I'll see you guys next time. See you guys.